the quick response of the officers going into a burning building next door from the explosion, not realizing if there would have been an additional explosion, but they went inside and carried out a woman who was trapped inside, and we're hearing countless stories from those who are in the hospital, who are the homeowners in this area. So there's so much we need to find out about this incident. It's an ongoing investigation to determine what happened. Con Ed is here. The investigation will determine exactly what happened here. Right now, gas is off on the entire block. As the councilman stated, we want to get the gas back on as quickly as possible because we have a lot of seniors that live on this block. These are small homeowners, and it's really the bedrock of this community. And so the goal is to an expeditious but safe investigation so we can get people back into their homes. We want to make sure all New Yorkers are safe. And that is the goal of what we want to accomplish here. We're going to have the FDNY chief to give an official overview of what took place based on our preliminary investigation. But first, I just want to really turn it over to our councilman. This is his councilman out of district. And having him here on the ground, he's going to be here throughout the night with our services to make sure that we give the support that's needed to these families. As I communicated with them in the church, that we're going to be here for them to make sure they get the services they need.
And you've been listening live to Mayor Eric Adams. He is on the scene of today's deadly gas explosion in the Longwood section of the Bronx. The explosion erupted in a townhouse, causing a fire and collapse. The mayor says one person killed, 8 others injured, including responders. The mayor noting that this incident came on the heels of the deadly Bronx fire. He said the investigation is underway into today's explosion to find out exactly what went wrong. But right now, the gas is out on the entire block. This happened on Fox Street near Interval Avenue. Winds News Time 3:53. We want to get you caught up on traffic. I think Greg Rice is standing by. Greg, are you there?
Yeah, Laura, we got trouble in Queens, so we're going to go to the Long Island Expressway quickly, getting out towards 164th Street, right by Utopia. That's right down to the right lane. Southbound Cross Island is loaded up right now from the Throgsdick all the way down towards UBS. Now, it's not perfect on the southbound Clearview, but as far as it carries you, it's much better. It's the DuckDuckGo route you can trust. Citybound George is fine, nothing good getting out. Lincoln's what you want instead. No more than 10 minutes in or out of the city. Holland 10 in, 15 minutes on the outbound ride. I'm Greg Rice, our next report at 4:01 on 1010 Waves.
Wednesday time, 3:54. Can't think of that perfect Valentine's gift? Well, the Bronx Zoo has a suggestion. Your Valentine deserves the perfect gift. One that takes their breath away, sends shivers down their spine, and curls their toes. Curls their toes? Well, that would be the zoo's Name a Roach gift package for the 10th year in a row. The zoo is offering up the roach naming gift that allows you to name many of the 10,000 giant Madagascar cockroaches on site at the Bronx Zoo. And to do so in your Valentine's honor, for a $15 donation, your Valentine gets a printable certificate featuring the names chosen for each roach. Happy Valentine's Day. Wednesday time 3:55.
And now, a commercial message from the Fox News Channel.
Hello, America. Laura Ingram here, and I'm standing up for what's right every night on the Fox News Channel. Here's what's on tap tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern. West Virginia just took a bold stand against American companies playing footsie with China. The man behind that decision is here. Plus, how Republican governance is the key to leading America out of the pandemic. It's going to be a great show, so tune in to the Ingram Angle tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern, on the Fox News Channel. America is watching.
At Cohen Children's Medical Center, I'm in charge. What about me? Fine, we're both in charge.
Yeah, they have a kid's Bill of Rights, so they listen to us.
They explain stuff. They let us play. It actually helps us heal, you know.
Northwell created the Cohen Children's Bill of Rights because empowered kids are better healers. When we raise their voices, we raise everyone. Northwell, Raise Health. Visit raisehealth.com/kids to learn more. Wednesdays on 3:56. Now, Bloomberg Money Volunteers, Andrew O'Day.
The U.S. Labor Department, which has calculated the nation's inflation rate at the highest in 39 years, will soon change the way it calculates how much we pay for vehicles by replacing its internally collected prices of new cars and trucks with data from J.D. Power. The April Consumer Price Index will be the first with that new data, which better reflects actual transaction prices for cars and trucks. And if that data had been used in the last inflation report, the inflation rate would have been even higher. Markets often worry about rising interest rates, but in recent days, Wall Street has been really worried about the prospect of rate hikes amid the highest inflation in decades and the Fed's stated plan to curtail it. Indexes have been falling again throughout the day, and just ahead of the closing bell, the Dow is down more than 1.5%, 575. NASDAQ down 2.5%, 396. S&P 500 down almost 2%, 89. Bloomberg Money Watch at 26 and 56 past every hour. I'm Andrew O'Day for 1010 Wins.
Wins News Time, 3:57.
Are you in possession of gold, silver, or platinum? Maybe even some rare coins or old paper money that you'd like to sell? Stack's Bowers Galleries offers top dollar with immediate cash payment and is one of the largest, most trusted and ethical dealers and auctioneers of numismatic items in the U.S. for 90 years. Come visit our location on Park Avenue between 57th and 58th today for a free, no-obligation appraisal of your precious metal bullion items, rare coins, or old paper money. Whether you're in the market to buy or sell your valuable coins or precious metal, we can help. For more information or to speak to a trusted specialist, just call us at 212-582-2580. That's 212-582-2580. We'll help turn your collectibles into a generous cash payment today. Visit us in person or online at stacksbowers.com. That's STACKS Bowers.com. Stop by one of our locations today in New York City, Philadelphia, or Boston, coming in 2022.
Feeling old and decrepit because of knee arthritis pain? Taking pain meds like they're candy? Giving up everyday activities as your pain worsens? Looking down the barrel of major knee replacement? Left untreated, arthritis can eat away at the joint, slowly becoming bone on bone. If you've tried pain meds, cortisone, physical therapy, or vitamins without relief, you may be a candidate for the NYC Pain MD program. NYC Pain MD's doctors combine precision digital imaging with natural FDA-approved arthritis formulas, nerve blocks, seed and stem cells to turn your pain off and rejuvenate your knees. After treatment, you'll leave with nothing but a 1-inch Band-Aid. No surgery, no hospital, no toxic meds. Many pain sufferers are now able to walk, bend, climb stairs, even play golf or tennis. Many insurances, including Original Medicare, may cover these advanced treatments. Call today for a no-cost screening appointment. Call 800-600-KNEE. That's 800-600-5633. 800-600-KNEE.
WINS, WINS HD, WNEW-HD3 New York.
Karen Stewart's hilarious. Her traffic reports get me to work every day.
And Odyssey Station. 1010 Wins AccuWeather says clear to partly cloudy early tonight, brisk and cold. And then it clouds up late. Low 28 degrees here in the city. Tomorrow breezy, not as cold as today. It'll be cloudy, high 45. And then tomorrow night, a period of rain late. We'll probably mix with some snow by Thursday morning. Might see a slushy coating of an inch or two. It is 36 degrees now. More people get their news from 1010 Wins than from any other radio station in the nation. Tanya Mercado's our service day. Walter Geis is writing. Kyle McMorrow at the editor's desk. The closing bell of the New York Stock Exchange is sponsored by Ray Katina Porsche. Special financing now available on all in-stock certified pre-owned Porsche vehicles from Ray Katina Porsche in Edison.
There's the closing bell on Wall Street. This is Andrew O'Day. Bloomberg top finish for the market. The Dow closing down 542. NASDAQ down 387.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Wins, New York.
Good afternoon, 36 degrees under mostly sunny skies. At 4 o'clock, I'm Larry Mullins, and here's what's happening. We'll get the latest on that gas explosion up in the Bronx. Mayor Adams just spoke. The thing leveled an entire townhouse, killing one person. Details ahead, including the mayor who says we actually saved lives. Hang on a minute. The mayor says we will not go to remote learning in New York City, although he says he's still working with the unions to make provisions for kids who might be infected with COVID. Bill de Blasio out of the governor's race, and so Governor Hochul's run for re-election might be a bit clearer for now, heading into the Democratic primaries. Baby needs a new pair of shoes. In New York, after the memo last weekend, the state began sports betting, and the early word is that it took off like a rocket. We'll give you the numbers. numbers. No fun. And on a lighter note, a world-class diamond up for auction. Actually, the auction house says the 555-carat black diamond literally out of this world. 10-10 with AccuWeather. Cold but calm tonight, dropping down to a low of 28 degrees. Winds news time 4:01. And from your traffic center now, here is Greg Rice.
Well, earlier we had that truck sneak onto the Belt Parkway in Brooklyn and slam into the overpass near Bay Parkway. Now we've got one on the Cross Island, so one more and we've got a hat trick. Southbound Cross Island Parkway at Braddock Avenue. This is a truck that manages to sneak on. It's wedged under the overpass right at Braddock Avenue, so the southbound Cross Island is abysmal all the way back to Bell Boulevard. Now, it's not going to be perfect on the southbound Clearview, but as far as it carries you, going to be better. Long Island Expressway, you got some trouble right now getting over to Utopia Parkway eastbound, right lane knocked out with a broken down SUV. It doesn't exactly get better after that. It's some kind of slow the entire way on the eastbound LI all the way on out towards Roslyn Road. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Citybound side of the George, good enough to the upper and lower. Nothing good about getting you out. Even the west side's a bit slow, so that's everything. Lincoln's about 10 either way. Holland about 10 in, 15 minutes on the outbound ride. Down Brooklyn Bridge locked up out of lower Manhattan, as is the FDR Drive en route from Middle East, Houston Street. Traffic is sponsored by Jackpocket. Jackpocket lets you play official state lottery games on your phone. Use code RADIO for a free Mega Millions or Powerball ticket. Must be 18 or older to play. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY. Please visit jackpocket.com/TOS for full terms of service. I'm Greg Rice on 1010 Win.
Thank you, Greg. And back we go this afternoon to the Longwood section of the Bronx, where several people were hurt. One person killed after that explosion we've been telling you about at a townhouse. Mayor Eric Adams just spoke at a press briefing there at the site. Says there were 8 people, not 7, but 8 people in all who were injured, including several police officers. But he says first responders actually saved lives, that is, prevented more people from getting hurt.
When you see the body cam video, you're going to see the quick response of the officers going into a burning building next door from the explosion, not realizing if there would have been an additional explosion, but they went inside.
And when family we will presume that he's talking about that is the reason why we had at least 5 police officers that were hurt, those who went inside the building to look for others. They're saying an elderly woman died in that explosion.
There were 2 sisters from the fire building that were inside the building when it exploded, and our units saw them laying on the ground outside, and were able and working in conjunction with our EMS units, we took those people and we got them to a hospital quickly. Unfortunately, one of them has succumbed to the injuries and has passed away.
Yeah, they didn't release the names there. Officials went through the building meantime to see if there were any other casualties and found none. There are also questions as to whether the adjoining buildings were stable, because of course we had one of the townhomes that actually got just flattened. Roger Stern is there and says that you just couldn't recognize it. It looks like, well, a bomb went through the place. Well, apparently the other buildings, I should say, are stable. Fire officials say they will continue checking through the rubble, however, to find the origin of that blast. Again, this is on Fox Street near Intervale Avenue. You will still want to avoid that area as emergency crews are still there on the scene, and we'll continue to follow developments, and we will keep you posted. In other news on this busy Tuesday, state health officials and the governor say the COVID numbers continue to decline here in the state. They've been going down for weeks now, and that's all Mayor Adams needed to hear earlier today before the fire scene took over, of course, his priorities. He made it clear that while schools will remain open, he's still talking to the union about a certain cross-section of students with whom it might be necessary to offer remote learning. Julia Papa with that story.
It's the mayor's mantra.
Our schools are going to remain open.
His Honor held a first-time in-person news conference at City Hall, insisting that he's partnering with the teachers union on how to serve students who have not been attending school.
Anything remote is to target those children who are infected, and we want to isolate them.
Schools Chancellor David Banks says attendance was down to 63% before the holidays and has been steadily climbing. Officials are looking at what other issues may be keeping students away from school. Juliette Papa, 1010 Wins News.
Governor Kathy Hochul rolling out her spending plan for New York, $216 billion budget plan to boot. It'll focus primarily on putting our state back together after the pandemic.
We've set aside $2 billion for pandemic recovery initiatives. and I'll work with the legislature to identify the most impactful use of these funds in the short term. Whether that's help for struggling small landlords and their tenants, or the hardest hurt industries and workers, or for other purposes.
On another matter, speaking of the governor and her quest to remain in office, ex-mayor Bill de Blasio says he's out. You've heard that news. He's not running for governor now. With that, Samantha Liebman says Governor Hochul further solidified her support among Democrats just months ahead of the primary.
Former Mayor Bill de Blasio with this news on Twitter.
No, I am not going to go to New York State.
Despite his support doubling in the latest Siena poll from 6% to 12% after Attorney General Letitia James dropped out of the governor's race. But the poll's Stephen Greenberg says Hochul also jumped.
So with James out of the race, Hochul went up from 36 to 46.
Public advocate Jamani Williams garnered 11% and Congressman Tom Suozzi 6%.
Williams and Suozzi, unknown to about half of Democrats.
As for what's next for de Blasio?
I am going to devote every fiber of my being to the fight inequality in the state of New York.
Samantha Liebman, 1010 wins in Midtown.
AccuWeather says clear to partly cloudy, brisk and cold this evening with increasing clouds coming on late. Less wind, though, at least. We'll get to a low of 28 degrees. That wind has been a beast, and that hawk is flying. Tomorrow it'll be breezy again, though not quite as cold, mainly cloudy with a high of 45. Got a period of rain late tomorrow night, they're saying that'll likely mix in with and then change over to wet snow by Thursday morning's commute, so we're in for a wet, slushy mess. Tomorrow night's low 34, and then the rest of Thursday brisk and much colder. Clouds breaking for some sun on the way to a high of 35. We're at 36 degrees right now in Midtown. Feels like 21 out, though. Wednesday news time 4:08. New Jersey has been the undisputed king of mobile sports betting since it was legalized there a couple of years ago. That is until last week when it finally got the green light here in New York. And Geo Compliance Solutions, which monitors transactions for the betting apps and that sort of thing, says there were 17.9 million transactions over the weekend here in New York. That's up from 17.2 the weekend before. That's about 4 million more than there were made in New Jersey. Aha! It doesn't look like New Jersey's sports betting market, though, is in any danger of collapsing, by the way. Even with the arrival of mobile sports betting across the river in New York, New Jersey hasn't lost any business and even saw an increase in transactions over the last 2 weeks. Now, you can bet on this. It's going to stay cold for a minute. We're at 30 degrees right now in Brewster. Patterson showing 36, 37 in Maspeth. And we are at 36 again with a real feel of 21 under partly cloudy skies. Complete AccuWeather coming up in just a couple of minutes. How you doing on this Tuesday? We're back in a sec. Wednesday news time, 4:09.
Hey, Ray Mariotti here. I'd like to carry more parts at my shop, but I just don't have the room. Every time I go in the back to get wiper blades, I trip over a dusty crate of Honda air filters, then bang my head on some GTO radiator hoses. eBay Motors never has that problem. They stock all the right parts at the right prices. 122 million of them, with everything from new headlights to vintage gear shifters. I can't imagine being able to stock 122 million parts. I mean, where would I get all those shelves? eBay Motors. Let's ride.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit beefy, or even with type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Affordable term life insurance is out there. Call Term Provider and speak with Big Lou at 800-481-1458. 800-481-1458 or visit biglou.com. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too.
Yeah, they're still digging through the rubble of that explosion up in the Bronx there. We mentioned that they said at least one place was totally destroyed, a townhouse. Now they're telling us, the fire chief at least is saying at least 3 units in total were destroyed. So they're still going through that. The investigation is early yet. What we do know, though, is that one person was killed, at least 8 others injured. We'll have more in a moment. Wednesday news time 4:10, traffic and AccuWeather just ahead.
DraftKings Sportsbook is officially live in New York State with mobile sports betting just in time for football playoffs. To add to the excitement, DraftKings is giving new customers a special offer. Bet just $5 on any playoff game and win $280 in free bets if your team is victorious. The wait is finally over. Head to the DraftKings Sportsbook app now to check out all of DraftKings' great promotions and features, including same-game parlays. Combine multiple bets from the same game for a bigger payout. The more legs you add, the more money you can win. Best of all, you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code NEWSNewYork. Bet just $5 and win $280 in free bets if your team wins. That's code NEWSNewYork. This week at DraftKings Sportsbook. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for full details. Must be 21 and over and physically present in New York. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
When's family, is it me, or does this seem like it's been the longest Tuesday on record? Let's get you home now. Those who work second shift, Wins News Time 411 from the traffic center now. Here's Greg Rice.
It's going to get longer if you're taking the southbound Cross Island home. Trucks aren't allowed on the Cross Island Parkway, but not everybody knew that, apparently. A truck sneaks on and gets wedged under the overpass southbound at Braddock Avenue. At least the right lane closed for now. That's going to get worse before it gets better. So the southbound Cross Island not moving from Francis Lewis Boulevard to Braddock Avenue. The longer you can stay with the southbound Clearview, better off you're going to be. Now, the Jackie Robinson Parkway doesn't have a misplaced truck yet, but it does have an eastbound wreck near Forest Park Drive, loading you up all the way back to Brooklyn. Bell still in recovery mode either way to Bay Parkway because of that truck that sneaked on and hit the pedestrian overpass earlier this afternoon. 78 westbound express lane getting over to exit 50. Left lane still out for the emergency repair work. 78 westbound local is going to treat you a whole lot better. The ride elsewhere in Jersey, 280 westbound crawl, a little worse than usual, getting across the Stickle drawbridge. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Citybound George is fine. There's just nothing good about getting out. Lincoln's okay either way in the Holland Tunnel, no more than 10 in or 15 minutes on the outbound ride. Queensbound RFK a bit slow closer to Queens, so the Whitestone and Throgsneck gets you out of the Bronx better. Citybound lower of the Queensboro with a breakdown. Citybound upper does better. I'm Greg Rice. Our next report at 421 on 1010 Wins.
Looking for quality candidates this new year? Look no further than Indeed. Their new video interview tool takes the hassle out of virtual hiring. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
And now the 1010 Wins AccuWeather 4-day forecast. Meteorologist Brian Thompson with this live report.
Well, Larry, it's going to be brisk and cold through the evening hours, so with a mostly clear sky. The clouds will increase later tonight. The wind will diminish, low 28 in the city, upper teens in the colder suburbs. And tomorrow's not going to be as cold as today. It will be breezy with a good deal of clouds, a high around 45. We will see a period of rain later tomorrow night that will likely mix with and change to snow heading into Thursday morning's commute. Could be a coating to an inch or two of accumulation. Doesn't look like a lot at this point, but it does not take much to make things slippery, as we're going to probably see as we head into Thursday morning. A low down to about 34 tomorrow night. Later Thursday, temperatures will kind of hold in the mid-30s, maybe even fall a bit as clouds break for some sunshine. Very cold Friday with a brisk wind. Sun will give way to clouds, high 22. Watching a potential coastal storm Saturday could bring some snow to the area, high 26. Right now, 36 degrees. It's mostly sunny. In Midtown, we're going down to 28. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson on New York's weather station, 1010 Wins.
Wins News Time 414.
New York business owners, if you're getting internet service from Verizon, you're paying too much. Switch to Spectrum Business and get New York City's best offer. Blazing fast internet speeds of 600 megabits per second for just $49.99 per month, and phone for just $19.99 a month. Taxes and fees included. Plus, Spectrum Business has over 99.9% network reliability. Switch to Spectrum Business. Call 855-234-1415. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
I'm not saying you have to love football. We all have different likes and dislikes, people. Personally, I'm not a fan of the avocado. I just don't like the mouth. But just someone who loves football, I mean, truly loves it well, my sportsbook app might be the greatest thing that has ever happened to you.
Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Wins News Time 415. More coming out now about the suspect who police say held 4 people hostage inside a synagogue down in Fort Worth. Newsman Aaron Katersky says Malik Akram has been on law enforcement radar in the UK for a minute, even before he showed up here in the States.
He was investigated a year or so ago by MI5. We're not exactly sure the nature of that investigation or what brought him to the attention of the British, but that investigation ended without any action being taken that would have prohibited him from traveling to the United States as he did on December 29th on a flight from London to JFK here in New York.
Meantime, top FBI officials are warning faith-based communities to be on high alert now, with the Department of Homeland Security warning will likely continue to be targets of violence. They're saying there's no imminent threat, but they're still urging state and local partners to evaluate their security at mass gatherings. Well, scientists have discovered a T-Rex, an iconic prehistoric creature in the home of a movie star. Listen to this from Deborah Rodriguez.
You got a T-Rex behind you? What is that?
The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, made the reveal on ESPN's Manning cast during last night's NFL playoff game.
I got a T-Rex skull, yeah. That's Stan. As a matter of fact, so Stan is the most complete T-Rex skull ever found by a paleontologist, a young paleontologist, and his name was Stan, so this T-Rex head was named after him. Pretty cool and badass, isn't it?
Paleontologists have been worried the historic remains would go to the highest bidder instead of to a museum. The Rock's apparent purchase set a record for a fossil sold at auction.
Check this out. It looks like The Rock paid an amount similar to the age of the thing. $30 million. Wynn's family, what would your mother say if you showed up at the house and told her, "Ma, I bought a dinosaur bone for $30 million. And the light bill is due? Come on, bro. From Dubai, one heck of a piece of ice found.
Why'd you get a black diamond?
Because you're not like anyone else. Sotheby's Dubai unveiling a diamond literally from out of this world. It's a 555.5, we don't want to leave out the 0.5, a 555.5 carat black diamond believed to originate from outer space. They call it the Enigma. The rare gem is being shown off as part of a tour in Dubai and in, I understand it's supposed to be in Los Angeles before it'll be eventually auctioned off next month in London. Sotheby's expects it to fetch about $7 million, and if you don't have that kind of paper cash, don't worry, they're accepting crypto as well. Oh, well, okay then. When's news time? 4:18.
In this market, you'll find Fisher Investments is different than other money managers.
Fisher is different? How? Don't you just ride the wave?
Nope. We actively manage client portfolios based on our forward-looking views of the market. In times like these, we understand the clients want proactive communication and guidance.
You don't just provide cookie-cutter portfolios?
No. We get to know our clients so we can tailor their portfolios to their specific goals and needs. We even offer resources on Social Security, Medicare, tax efficiency, and more. Our primary goal is to help them achieve a comfortable retirement.
But you still sell investments that generate high commissions, right?
No, we don't sell commission products. Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, the highest standard for a financial advisor. It means we're there for our clients and always put their interests first.
So when do you make more money? Only when your clients make more money?
Yep, our fees are transparent, structured so we do better when our clients do better. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you are switching to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience.